This segment is sponsored by Olympic Crest Coffee, a premier coffee roaster in the heart of the Pacific Northwest.
Boom! What's happening, Seahawk fans? Matt Case, 95.7 The Jet for the Best Fans video podcast. Playoffs coming up Saturday as the Hawks welcome the Lions to CenturyLink. Of course, the fisherman, Jeff Barron, he's going to stop by with keys, insights, analysis, and breaking down the X's and O's like only the fish does. Of course, we go online with the queen of social media, Dallas Hawkin Bales. And, of course, Lori Lomax with another one of those feel-good stories about 12s in the community. And this one is really cool. King 5 even did a story on this. What was the guy's name again? Do we know? It's the... Big Dogs, Jerry Dixon, right? Is that who it is? Did I get it right? Jerry Dixon, Big Dogs? Yeah, it's a great story. King 5 did a feature on it, and Larry Lomax will spotlight that as well. Of course, Dallas Hawkin Bales, and let's get to it. Recapping the regular season, that Week 17 win on the road. Here's Spike O'Neal.
Thanks, Matt. Well, the Hawks managed to not embarrass themselves and actually beat the 49ers 25-23 last week. Seahawks offense couldn't move the ball on the ground despite facing the NFL's worst defense against the run. Now the Hawks have a home playoff game against the Detroit Lions on Saturday. Can the Hawks beat the Lions without running the football? Probably. Detroit Lions set an NFL record this year by allowing opposing quarterbacks to pass for 72% completions. 72%, an NFL record. So the Hawks can probably, at home against the 12s, beat Detroit and move on to Atlanta. They're going to need a lot more than just a passing game to beat Atlanta. They're going to have to run the football because the key to stopping Atlanta's very talented offense is keeping them off the field. And for that, you're going to need a ground game.
This segment is sponsored by Laura Lundeen at Abbey Realty, your realtor for life.
That guy stunt doubles for ZZ Top on the weekends. Spike O'Neal right there with the best facial hair in the business. What's going on, Matt Case? Best Fans video podcast rolling on as we wrap up the regular season. Looking forward to the playoffs coming up this weekend. Playoffs! Yeah, Jim Morrow, we said playoffs as the Hawks welcome the Lions to CenturyLink Field. Fisherman Jeff Barron breaking down that game. Coming up, though, we've got Larry Lomax and a feel-good story about a 12 in the community. You might have seen this on King 5 News, but it's still really good. We'll spotlight that. And up now, let's get to it. The queen of social media, boom! It's Dallas Hawkin Bales.
Hey everyone, Dallas Hawkin Bales here, and thank you for sticking around for my segment in the Best Fans video podcast. The regular season is officially over. What a roller coaster. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but hey, we made it to the playoffs. Boom. That's right. The Lions are coming to Seattle and trying to knock us out of a playoff race. Get ready, kitty kitty. What? You scared? Meow. You should be. The 12s will be roaring and the Hawks will be soaring. It's time for the Seahawks to turn into the Ball Hawks. This is the time of year where Kurz comes out of his shell. He's been pretty dormant all year long. It's been mostly Tyler Lockett and Graham. So Kurz, if you hear us roaring, we're rooting for you, man. It would be nice to see us establish a run game. Get the Collins and Rawls 1-2 punch. It doesn't sound like CJ Prosize will be back. But hopefully after we win this game, we can see him in Atlanta. But I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. Because Matthew Stafford, the Lions quarterback, is still a threat. Pete Carroll had some good words to say about him, complimenting him on his fourth quarter comebacks. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Last time we played them, Bam Bam Cam punched out what would have been a game-winning touchdown by Megatron. That was Cam's welcome back game after his untimely holdout. I can't wait for this game on Saturday, and I'm sure you can't wait either. If you're going to the game, it's time to get loud. Let's remind the NFL what the 12th man is all about. We have the greatest home field advantage in the league. See! Hawks! See! Hawks! Sorry guys, I'm just practicing for this weekend at the tailgate. You guys tailgate, right? Do you even tailgate, bro? Of course you do! And speaking of tailgating, we better see you at the Beast Bus, the ultimate tailgate experience. If you're hanging around the clink, come check out our very own Spike and the Impalers. over at the Southwest stage at the Clink from 2 to 4. And don't forget, kickoff time is at 5:15 Pacific Northwest time. I am so excited for this game on Saturday. I don't care if it snows, I don't care if it rains. I just know the Hawks are gonna bring the pain. I gotta get off this podcast. I'm getting way too excited, way too excited. And as always, go Hawks. Boom.
What do you do when your septic system starts to fail? That's no small problem, but you can find big relief from A Advanced Septic. A Advanced Septic and Construction Services can provide new septic installations, repair drain fields, and resolve backups. Got other home projects that need concrete work? They can help with retaining walls, decks, driveways, and patios. Get the job done right the first time. A Advanced Septic and Construction Services, helping you from the ground up.
Get yourself some Hawk armor and be ready for the game on Saturday. The Best Fans Video Podcast goes on. What's happening? It's Matt Case here. Okay, Lions are coming to town. What do we know about the Lions? Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, and a defense that's, all right, average. At best, maybe. Fisherman Jeff Farron will break it all down. He'll give us the professional insights. You don't want to hear from a doofus like me, do you? Hey, let's hear from a guy who really knows a lot and he has a great heart. My friend Larry Lomax. And all year long, we've been spotlighting 12s in the community. This week, we take a look at Jerry Dixon. King 5 did a story on him and his business, Big Dogs. They sell hot dogs out of this Hawk van. They're really good, apparently. You got to ask for the Wilson because I hear it's like the best. Check it out. Here's Larry.
This segment is sponsored by A Advanced Septic and Construction Services, serving the Pacific Northwest from the ground up.
Well, it appears Larry Lomax is not here right now, just me, Frank, the security guy. But I got a little ditty for you. You ready? You're gonna love this now. Let's do it. Wildcard. We know you'll play real hard to make that highlights movie real. Oh, baby. Come on, Wildcard. Seattle, us 12s, we love ya. You got to know for sure. Come on, Oscar. A little to the right, please. Detroit, say good night, baby. It is time for the wild card, baby. Get out there early to Sea Lake and hang out with the tailgaters and rev it up. Because we need to rev up the whole place for the big game. We're talking wild card.
Good morning, my hungry friends. I know you're probably thinking about breakfast, but I'm already inviting you to lunch in the Seahawk-themed hot dog truck that is gonna be one of your favorites. This is Jerry. He's the man behind the dog. Now, Jerry, you have an interesting mission statement on the side of your truck.
Our mission statement is we have the biggest wiener around.
Well, you know what? If you're gonna have a hot dog, make it a big one. That's what I always say. Am I right? You know I'm right. Okay, what do we got? Let's talk about this one.
The Hauschka. This is one that nobody else has. Now, everybody has cream cheese on hot dogs in Seattle. That is like the best thing in Seattle. But what we have is we have a candied jalapeno relish that we make, so it's sweet and heat at the same time, and then the cream cheese cools it back down, and it pairs well with any alcoholic beverage out there.
Oh, really? Okay, what about this Wilson?
This one over here, we got the Wilson. It's on a steamed bun. It's all beef hot dog with cheese sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, crumbled bacon, and French fried onions on top.
This is what I love. I mean, we're going full beef mode in Hot Diggity Dog. Actually, I just made that up. This is just hot dogs.
Yes.
Hot dogs.
The big dogs.
The big dogs. All right, this is, by the way, the only food truck I've ever been in that has its own fans. Woo!
Go Hawks!
Now, we can't find you in Hawk Alley during game day, which is a shame. We really should see you there.
We would love to be down here. So if anybody out there happens to know a spot that they'd love to have the only Seahawk food truck that is themed out there, we'll be there.
All right, but if they can't find you in Hawk Alley, where can they find you?
You can find us on Facebook at Big Dogs, Big Dogs Food Truck. You can also find us on our website, which is youhungrybro.com. It's the letter U, hungrybro.com. It's a play off Richard Sherman's You Mad Bro.
I love it. I love it. All right, and the best part about this place is that hot dogs, they don't make you wait You can get your food just like that. Because I've seen a lot of people waiting in line a long time. And
They do.
What do you say about that?
We kind of like to joke that we respect your lunch hour. I'm not saying that the other trucks, don't get the food out quick, but if I'm hungry, I want it now and I want it good. So that's what we bring you.
There you go. All right, so if you're hungry, here you go. I'm going to eat now, but I'm going to spare you all watching me eat this giant hot dog on Facebook Live. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
All the cool kids do it.
I'm not going to do it. Just take one bite. Just one bite. All right, here we go. Oh my God. So good. So good. Bye-bye.
Since 1965, Pacific Travel Center has been the place to go for all your camping and travel needs. We're a full-service dealership located in South Tacoma with a variety of new and used campers and travel trailers, ready for you to load up and enjoy with your family. Pacific Travel Center will greet you with an experienced staff, show you an assortment of popular camper and trailer brands, as well as offer a complete parts store and large service department. Pacific Travel Center, putting the RV in travel for over 50 years.
This segment is sponsored by Pacific Travel Center, with ultralight travel trailers since 1987.
If you're going to the game on Saturday, you might want to grab one of those hot dogs and help out. Pretty good. Great cause right there. Larry Lomax, Best Fans Video Podcast continues. What's happening? It's Matt Case gearing up for the playoffs on Saturday. We will be down there tailgating at the Beast Bus. We hope to see you and your friends out there as well. But what can we expect as Matthew Stafford leads the Lions to CenturyLink Field? Here's the fisherman, Jeff Aaron.
Hey, Seahawks fans, it's the Fish Jeff Aaron, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this one. The Lions stink. Welcome to the Best Fans Podcast, the playoff edition. I'm the Fish with Fox Sports 1380 AM and 95.3 FM. Here's my betting slips, all from Las Vegas, all on the Seahawks to crush the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are the worst of the 12 teams in the playoffs, and here's my plethora of reasons why. They haven't beaten a single good team all season long. Their best win is over the Washington Redskins, the only win over a winning team on their entire schedule. Yeah, the Redskins were 8-7-1 and missed the playoffs. They did beat the Colts, who were 8-8. The Lions come into a playoff game losers of 3 games in a row. They had one chance to win a game to make the playoffs. They knew it. We had to win one game. Lions lose to the Giants 17-6. Lose to the Cowboys 42-21. Lose to the Green Bay Packers 31-24. Yet they still made the playoffs because of the mediocrity of every other team in the league, including the Redskins. So Detroit put it in reverse and backed it up. They backed up their playoff bus, and they did make the playoffs. So I'll give them credit for that. The biggest storyline surrounding the Lions this week is, will their head coach still get fired? That's not a vote of confidence going into the playoffs, wondering whether your coach keeps his job or not. That's how bad it is in Detroit right now. Detroit's a team that can't run the ball. I heard about Zach Zenner. He's had a couple of nice games, but I don't think he's a threat against the Seahawks defense. The biggest key to beating the Lions is simply put some pressure on Matthew Stafford. He is a quarterback who I really like. He throws a great ball down the field. He's got a cannon arm. He has a lot of great intangibles. But everything melts down when you put pressure on him. He's never won a significant big game in his life, and the Lions always pull an El Foldo when it comes to primetime football. They're traveling across the country. They have virtually no shot, I believe, against the Seattle Seahawks this weekend, so I'll guard against overconfidence. Now, Detroit this week at practice has been healthy. All 53 players on their roster have been in practice. That's a good thing for Detroit. They've also opened up the doors and piped in cold air and air conditioning to try to replicate Seattle's weather, which hopefully will remain this cold. I think that would be an advantage to Seattle and keep this into a defensive slugfest, making it even harder for Detroit to untrack their offense. So I don't have a whole lot of X's and O's here for you. Detroit's one of the worst teams in the league at rushing the football. In fact, they're behind the Seahawks statistically in running the football. Matthew Stafford doesn't have Calvin Johnson anymore, but he's got some nice wide receivers in Marvin Jones and our good friend Golden Tate. But I just don't see the weapons. They can't run the ball. The best thing we can say about Detroit is Jim Bob Cooter, because we all like saying his name over and over again. This game is on NBC TV. It's on Saturday, and it's going to be a nightmare for the Detroit Lions. That's a bit of a preview there, to give you some of the numbers. The last 2 times these teams played, it was that Monday night controversial finish with the fumble through the back of the end zone, which was ruled in Seattle's favor. But that will play no significant role in this game. Revenge is not the motive for Detroit. Survival is. I'm the Fist, Jeff Aaron. That's my quick look at what I think is an easy game for the Seattle Seahawks. I think they got the lucky draw here of drawing the worst of the 12 teams in the National Football League playoffs. Go Seahawks this weekend.
Boom, there it is, Seahawk fans. That's what we can expect to see come Saturday at CenturyLink Field. The Fisherman Jeff Aaron giving you insight, analysis, and keys to the game that only he can. Nobody, and I mean nobody does it like the Fisherman Jeff Aaron. All right, Seahawk fans, we need to hear you loud and proud on Saturday. We got to get a win and hope a couple other teams lose, so maybe, just maybe, we'll get a second home game in the playoffs. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. Go Hawks.